This is a shelf here at the ranch house of some of my very favorite rocks on it. Recently, we were out antelope hunting, and I was able to find a few rocks, but didn't spend that much time looking. This piece of jasper I found that day. I love the way it is polished by Mother Nature. Very smooth on both sides. And then I found another piece of this gray and white jasper that is super banded. Check out all the bands on this rock all the way through. When I found this one, I was excited and I had to put it in my pocket. Just a great specimen. And then I found this piece of petrified wood, which is kind of rare to find because it's agatized. At least in this part of Wyoming, I don't see too much of that. And on the very end here, you can see the growth rings from the tree. This is a pretty amazing piece of petrified wood. The way it broke off and the shape that it's in, and the agate running through it, like that big white chunk right there. So I decided that I want to go back out. We won't be antelope hunting, so I'll have more time to spend rock hunting. But before we do that, I'd like to share with you some facts about the pronghorn antelope, a Wyoming native. And then we'll head back out into the prairie and see what we can find. 90% of the pronghorn antelope's population live in Wyoming. They actually outnumber the population of Wyoming people. Pronghorn are the fastest animal in the Western Hemisphere. They have been clocked at the record speed of 70 miles per hour. The pronghorn antelope can run 42 miles an hour for an entire mile. It can sustain high speeds longer than the cheetah. The male antelope is called a buck and the female is called a doe. Each year, she will have 1 or 2 fawns. I hope you enjoyed that little segment on the antelope. They're all gone from this area now. They've headed into their winter range and herded up. Max is on the scent of some cool rocks. I think I'll follow him. Here's a little wash with lots of rocks sticking out. And there's a nice piece of jasper right there. But oh, wait a minute, right next to it. Check this out. Look at the banding on this rock. It's pretty worn, weather worn on the top. But the banding is amazing. One of these days, when the Wyoming Stone Ranger gets a rock saw, I'm gonna cut that open and see what the inside looks like. But for now, it's a keeper, and I'm gonna put it in the bucket. Take it home with me. I think I'll head up this draw and see what else we can find. Looking through this wash, lots of rocks to look at. And look at this one here. That's a piece of chert. And if you look closely, you can see that it's banded. Let's see what the other side looks like. Pretty rough there. But there's those bands in the chert. What do you think? Is that a keeper? Would you put this one in the bucket? I think I will. Well, check it out. Here's an antelope skull. The average lifespan of an antelope is 10 years. This skull's been laying here for a while. Looks like lots of other little critters have been chewing on it and eating on it. But they need to survive too. We'll leave that here. Take a close look at this rock. Do you know what it is? That's right, it's petrified wood. I've got lots of this stuff at home, so I think I'll just leave this piece here. This is the prickly pear cactus, and boy is it sharp. Max has learned to avoid this stuff so he doesn't get it in his feet. Here's another piece of petrified wood, but it's a leverite. Leverite there. I'm so sorry. That is an old rockhounding joke. There's quite a few of these red sandstone nodules out here that are worn by the weather, wind worn by the weather. Other sand blown over the top of them. There's another piece right there. And look right over here. There it is. Petrified wood. This one's got several knots in it. Would you keep that one, or would you take it home? I think we're going to leave that one for someone else. Here's another piece of that red sandstone. I'm actually having a hard time holding the camera still because the wind out here is blowing about 40 miles an hour with gusts up to 50 and 60. And right next door, pretty unusual piece of petrified wood. Looks like a big old knot. Pretty gnarly looking. But I've got so much of this stuff at home, I think I'll leave this one here for someone else to enjoy one day. People have been hunting antelope out in this area for many years. It's a great spot. There's some remnants, some bullet shells that were left behind by someone else. The kids always like to pick these up. Here's a great rock. Let's take a closer look at it. Look at the layers in that. It's beautiful. Lots of good color, great layers. I think I would classify this one as closer to a chert than a jasper. But it's still an awesome rock. I'm going to put that one in the bucket and take it home with me. How about you? Would you keep it? I bet you would. There's a nice piece of mustard jasper sticking its head out of the ground. That's a digger. Let's get a little help from my trusty screwdriver. There it is. That's a big one. Nice chunk of mustard jasper. Very chunky. And chunky is good when it comes to rock hunting. Decision time. In the bucket it goes. Continuing on the hunt. Check that out. There's a nice vein of jasper running through this rock. Different colors. There's some red, there's some gray jasper in there. Let's see what it looks like on the other side. Yeah, a little bit dirty, but nice rock. I think we're gonna have to take that one home. I've lined up the finds I've made so far today on the tailgate of my truck. This is the kind of tailgating party I like to have. I'll do my best to hold the camera steady in this wind while you check out everything we've got lined up here. decided to make one more stop on my way out of these Antelope Hills and look at this piece of jasper. There's some really great red color in this jasper, coupled with the mustard on the end. I like this rock. We're taking it home. There's quite a bit of jasper in this area. Every 4 or 5 feet, there's another chunk. And some nice quartz, too. That one's leaning toward the pink side. This rock looks nice. I'm going to pick it up and inspect that one. Got some good color to it. Especially right there by my thumb, some real nice red. And the white jasper in there. I think that's a keeper. Let's take a minute and enjoy a little bit of Wyoming sky and landscape. You can easily see for 30 miles on a clear day. Sometimes I wonder what it must be like with all those smells running through a dog's nose. Well, Max, let's head back to the ranch. It's been a blustery day. Let's go home, buddy.